Right on. All right, I'm here on Mettalworx.com, and we're going to do a track-by-track part of the review with Cottus. There's the self-titled EP right there, and I find it kind of weird calling it an EP because there's actually 8 tracks, but we're going to go through that. So I've actually got nothing planned. You guys are going to do most of the talking, so
sure,
just go.
Fucking A. Well, here, let's take a look at this piece of shit. So right off the bat, it's about like 25 minutes. Like you said, it's about 8 tracks, but it's all separated in between like full ideas and interludes and weird outros with all sorts of weird different instrumentations. So you get about 4 full cohesive song ideas with a lot of really weird intro outro stuff joining all together. So even though it's 25 minutes, it's still all one piece of music and comes together pretty well. Not quite a fully concept album, just a bunch of really wacky ideas that we all kind of, sewed all together. And yeah.
So how important was it for you guys to do something like that, where it wasn't just song start stop, and just go from song to song, and actually have it weaving so that it's like one full album, which you don't see very often anymore? That used to be the thing back in the 70s, 80s, and then it just kind of died. Where did that come from?
My big thing is a lot of people when they're doing albums, I guess, like they almost don't give the music enough credit, and they just say here's 8 tracks and it's just start stop and there you go, you know what I mean, as opposed to really taking the time and working with with climaxes and working with some dynamics, you know what I mean. Definitely makes a big difference. It takes some longer time in the creative process, figuring it all out and tying it all together, but in the end it definitely makes it a more interesting listen, you know what I mean, actually having some dynamics in there for sure.
I know probably as the vocalist having, a few instrumentals on there, some guys would probably be a little bit, hey, where's my spot on those songs? But did you feel that, like you kind of said enough in the other songs that you could let the instrumentation kind of go through and then not really have everything be, like you doing the vocals on it and stuff too?
The vocals are in service of the whole, so I had no problem with taking a backseat in some fucking songs, or not even being on any songs, because some songs, that's what the song is and it sounds the best as it is. And I always trust Paul and his decisions and what the song's gonna be. So, because it always sounds fucking monstrous in the end.
Right on. Well, and I was actually talking to you earlier that like the song, especially right before Crematory Pit, I was just like, what is that, like a foghorn? And then I realized what song was after, and I was like, oh, that's the didgeridoo. Right on. So, and that was one thing that I thought was cool, was that it was almost like you were kind of prepping the audience for what was going to come in that next song. Not that really does prep what's coming next, but it was almost kind of like it's leading in to that song.
That one definitely, you have this big story of a city jungle kind of spot being completely cursed, and just like you said, that's the primer track, that is the curse, and the next track is how they deal with it, you know what I mean? So it definitely, and you have the the trippy, the 3 girls singing the main melody of the main tune, and it just adds a really creepy ambience to the whole thing before the whole tune even starts. So yeah.
So, judging that this is your debut EP, and like I said, I still find it kind of weird calling it that, but that's basically what it is. When you guys do finally do a full length, is this going to be kind of like a precursor to what happens? Is it going to be kind of similar to that, like the whole thing being one body of work as opposed to just like 10 or 11 songs thrown on a CD?
I'm not sure if we're really like totally set on that logical progression of doing an EP and a full length, you know what I mean? We're gonna keep putting out and writing songs and recording them, and are economical and what we think people's attention span deals with today are probably gonna, if we're gonna be DIY with that, we're probably gonna keep putting out small chunks of things like that. Like not to get you wrong, but this is like 3 strong songs and a story that kind of musically goes around it. So the tracks are kind of it's a whole. It's meant to be listened to from beginning to end, but if you like the death metal, you listen to those ones. If you like the story, you listen to the whole thing, and that's what we're about. We're about the entire thing. And so if somebody wants to come and like give us a bunch of fucking money, then full lengths is what we're talking about. But until then, we're going to be pumping out music because we have a schizophrenic need to do that.
Okay, so I think we got a little bit of a taste of the future, Cottus, just right there. You know, hopefully, unless anybody out there that got a chunk of money and want to invest it in an awesome death metal band, these are the guys.
Basically, there's three songs to speak about on this, and the rest is other pieces of music, mostly like created by Paul to like build that whole thing. But we have like 20 other songs, you know what I mean? Like, so we're just waiting for time to allow us to like get that to your ears.
Right on. Okay, so anything else that you want to add about the EP that you know, people might want to you know, that maybe they don't get on first listen, or anything else that you just want to add about it?
I guess just make sure you get a copy. We spent a lot of fucking time on this piece of shit, and you know, there's a whole slideshow that goes along with the whole thing. You know what I mean? So there's a lot more than just the music there too. You know, it gives you some visualizations to check out as well. Some really cool art that people have done around town, and
that was actually, sorry to cut you off, but another thing too is that a lot of bands, even big name bands, don't bother doing that stuff anymore. That was kind of the end thing, the CD-ROM and putting all this other stuff and stuff like that. Where did the idea come from that, especially to get artwork from other artists and stuff like that, and include that as part of the whole project?
I guess it's always like with this styles of music, sometimes people have a hard time grasping what the hell's going on, or maybe they're not a big metal fan, so they might have a hard time grasping the underlying concept. And that's where if you have some really cool artwork that people have done, they can just appreciate it that much more, even more. And Brett's a phenomenal artist, and he's done a lot of cool artwork, but it was just like, I didn't want to say, okay, Brett, sit down and give me 20 drawings, each one more badass than the next, you know what I mean? So we kind of had to get other people helping us with it as well. So yeah, it ended up being really cool. Yeah, I was really happy with it for sure, and definitely makes it a little different as well. And yeah, and a nice little digipack for time.
And it gives it a visual aspect, not only, you know, just the music.
And shout out to Chris Lockerbie, Hunter. Help me out here. Al.
Chris Liaison.
Sandy Jordan, Pete Green. If we missed anybody, we're super sorry, but yeah, we just appreciate those people. Yeah, I did one or two. Yeah. Paul did fucking one.
Yeah, it's pretty.
We wanted to keep the other one, but Paul was a little too shy about the other one.
All right, well, actually for a rating, I gave it 4 out of 5 out of 5 because it was just damn near perfect. I mean, I'm a big death metal fan, and I've always loved you guys because you're so original, but the intensity is always there, and it seems like you can do just about anything, and it's Cottus, like, you know. So anyway, so that's what I gave it. So definitely pick up your copy right there, the Cottus EP, Mettalworx, Cottus.
Thanks, Bill.
All right, right on. Right on. Thanks, Bill. Yeah, so I'll